Okay, your electrician will be hooking this up. This is the end of your pigtail wire. It's 3-phase power, so I'm sure they'll know what they're doing. You know, 1, 2, 3, plus your ground. Anyway, the electrician will know that part. Okay, so this is the other end of your pigtail. It just gets hooked into the machine right here. Fairly simple. Line up the... Hold it tight though. Push it in. Lock it. That's good. Don't. Okay, so after you're all hooked up, plugged in, we should turn the power on. Whatever power source you have. And we'll walk over to the melter. We'll raise the box up. We'll open the door. Turn the power on over here. You should hear a clunk. The only two buttons you'll ever have to push are these two up and down arrows. Right now it's asking for 108 degrees and the ambient temperature really is 44 degrees. So it's up and running. Now when you want to, if I wanted to turn it down, I'd push this down arrow. I don't know if you can see those little green numbers going down, but now it's down to 18. Now the machine will shut down again. And if you want it to go on, you just push the up arrow to whatever your desired temperature is. But at first I would start with going maybe 50 degrees under your desired temperature, and that because it will still keep climbing even when it shuts down. It will continue to climb. So in the beginning, just go slow. And now, when we're ready to pump, we're just going to come over here. Before we turn this pump on, you may have to do one other procedure, which I'll show you right now. Got this little handle. I'm going to open this up. You may or may not have to do this depending on how long you want to wait. And you might just help the pump a little by giving it a little spin like this. You may or may not have to do that. Once you're sure the pump is free, you'll just flick that button there. Your pump is ready to, now your material is pumping. Here are your cables that you're going to have to put your own 220 volt plugs on that fit your fittings. One's for the agitator, one's for the pump motor. Okay, so when the material is up to temperature, you're going to want to turn this agitator on. So all you're going to do is watch the temperature, but this is the button for it right there. All right, there's two adjustment nuts for your pump that we can't do here. As you fire this machine up, you're going to want to tighten these two jam nuts. There's one there and one on the other side. You'll just tighten them up a little bit so that it stops the material from leaking. We also have a manual temperature gauge, so you can double check back and forth right here. It's in Fahrenheit and Celsius, so make sure you're looking at the right numbers. Fahrenheit's on the outside, Celsius is on the inside. This is your material tap valve. This is where you can get your material out if you're not pumping. Okay, well there's your valve again open now, so now when your pump is running, the material will be flowing back into the melter. This is the manual setup. It's very simple. Turn the handle, push it up. Now your material is coming up the pipe. The valve is closed. You guys can use whichever system you like. This is the typical one. Okay. Here's the component, the other part of that automatic component that you may or may not be using. But when you are using any nuts or bolts that go inside the melter, have to be these special crimp nuts. Not a lock washer, but a crimp nut, and not a nylock nut, because that will melt. This cannot come undone inside the melter. It could wear a hole in your machine. Okay. So let's give this the pump. So this is your pump outlet pipe here, which you're going to have to modify to whatever you need to do. We're sending you some extra pieces. Hopefully you can use them. We've got two different systems for you that we thought you might like. We're going to take this one off again, but this is a remote 12-volt system, so you'd have to have a 12-volt converter or a 12-volt system. All it does, we've plugged it into our 120 volt and we've got a 12-volt converter here, but you can do that however which way you'd like. It's a remote pump system, so this could be wherever you want it to be. Now we're going to show you inside the machine here. That's your valve. Now when I do this toggle switch, I'll move it one way. There goes the valve down. So now the material is recycling in the machine. You won't get any hot coming out this pipe. When you want the hot to come out the pipe, you would flick the switch, bring the valve all the way up, let it go. Now you got material coming up the pipe. And when you want the material to stop coming up the pipe, you hit the switch again. There it goes open. Now the material will recycle again. This is one system that we're going to take back off the machine, and you can use it if you want to. We're going to put the normal manual system on it, and then you can decide which one you're going to use.